we're back live on this Thursday morning with a special and our first of a few PBA League previews leading up to the PBA League, which is finally going to happen here at the end of September. Joining me, as always, the internet personality, looks, and talent of this show, Stu Williams.
Hey, Barnzy, whatever we're going with. We've had rain in Texas. It's exciting. Yeah, I woke up this morning. I couldn't see out the windows upstairs. It was like foggy and stuff. It's very odd. We were 102 degrees 3 days ago, and now we're muggy. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't play havoc with the approaches. That's always my downer of the weather changing. It's not so much that we have the humidity; it's the approaches suck. That's definitely the bowlers, the bowler in me coming out. What's the weather like? How's that going to affect the approaches?
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad there at. I don't recall having a lot of issues at Longview. I think he does a pretty good job there. I think the AC will be on point. So let's hope. It was down earlier in the week. So
yeah. So how's your couple of days vacay been going?
Yeah, vacay. This got to see family. My mom's sister last couple of days. Went to Wichita yesterday. Practiced. Played a little golf with son, who has now played more rounds since he left home than he did while he lived here.
Maybe he just didn't like the options of who to play with.
I think that had a lot to do with it. It was the company. So no doubt at all.
Nobody likes being beat by their dad, though.
Well, you have to play a few more times. Maybe not many more, but I'm going to go down to Wichita State, RSC, the union there, and practice a little bit with him before I head back. So,
okay.
The Longview. So,
yeah, Longview. What we I saw the pattern, 37 feet of misery. Fun tip for people at home. We'll see how it works out this weekend. But when you look at a lane graph and it has the total volume of oil, and the total volume of oil is more than 30 mils, and you're not playing the USB-C tournaments, it's still probably going to hook. Because when they put that much oil on the lane, it's because the surface hooks a bunch. So I don't think I've ever played on 30 plus mils of oil where I haven't gone, wow, these hook. So tip of the day. So anyway, your wife coming in off the top rope?
Oh, yeah, as usual. I didn't catch any of that. I thought you broke up. But
well, one of us did. I was just saying that when the volume of oil is really high, most times it's because the lane surface hooks a bunch. So don't read into that it's not going to hook type of deal. Okay.
Well, we do have 3 minutes, so we probably should get them on. And I guess first of all, we'll bring on your LAX teammate. So there's so many initials here, I don't know where to go. His affectionately known as ALS, Anthony Lavery-Spahr, 29 years old, 6 regional titles, 3 TV appearances, and unofficially has the most money earned as a guest in SASBA tournament history. This guy shoots underscores about every other time he bowls. Anthony Lavery-Spahr.
How y'all doing this morning?
Hey, buddy.
So
Chris skimming me on a regional title there, but it's okay.
All right. He probably gave it to me.
So, yeah, I don't know my regional title, so I can't
it's all right. It's all right. I'll let it slide this time.
I had to tell
Chris
how he was up to.
Do what, Chris?
I said, what are you up to? What'd you do this last weekend?
This last weekend, we bowled in Fort Sill. We bowled the regional. We got to watch the Jacob show again. Pretty impressive. Actually watched somebody strike more than Jacob for 8 games. Travis Triboulet. Going to give him a quick shout out. He bowled absolutely incredible. 670 over with his bonus pins for 8 games of match play. So great bowling, brother. I finished third. Nothing really to write home about. Bowled okay. So we're just getting ready to drill some balls today. Going to work on some equipment for this weekend to hopefully drag Dino along for a few matches at Longview this weekend.
Well, we'll see. I think I'll like your chances if I get there in 1, 2, 3 peels.
Yeah, I think Dino said he went and practiced like 3 games on the house shot this week, so I'm sure he's ready to go. love you, Dino.
Respect the grind.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, what's that?
I said, yep, gotta love his practice.
Yeah. Well, next we'll bring in. I don't even know what team he bowls for. He's 25 years old. He's tall, and no, he's on the Portland, the previous home team, Portland Lumberjacks, which will now be in Virginia, so they'll have no home team advantage, enjoying his first time in the league, which will be nothing like the other leagues. And I would expect no one's stock rose higher in the run-up to the PBA League draft than this guy, Packy Hanrahan.
Yeah, stock wasn't high enough.
I don't know how you weren't first. I get it.
I agree.
I mean, you are.
This is what happens.
I can't believe it. They were sleeping on me.
I mean, I feel like I created an animal in that first draft.
You definitely did. You were the
Everybody
beginning.
had him going first in the mock drafts, and he didn't go first. Now he's not first on the show, and now he's Houdini'd.
Listen, I've never been first. It's okay.
One of your biggest fans there, Packy, Kristen.
Big fan of the house, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are chiming in.
We only get Kristen watching whenever we have one of the house on. So there you go. Her favorite lefty. Good job there isn't 2 in the house.
Yeah, I mean, I made a ball video yesterday and I said, listen, if I'm not your favorite lefty in the house, you can just unsubscribe, stop watching our channel.
And Frankie, underrated pick. Best league bowler of his generation.
I mean,
swiper generations.
Anthony's pretty good league bowler too. I don't know.
I haven't put up the numbers you have. Maybe
is this the league special with Anthony, Stu, and myself?
Sometimes he's.
Oh, I guess Chris's internet connection isn't quite as good as it could be. Right. We need one more person to fill out.
All right. Well, the last one, and obviously you've saved the best for last. As you be an Adam splitter now. 26-year-old from Manchester, Iowa. He's a collegiate All-American. He's a 3-time team, as this is a team event, Team USA member. He has a team national championship, and the newest member of the Atom Splitters, AJ Chapman, the real AJ Chapman.
What's going on?
How we doing, AJ?
Another day.
Bringing the energy early. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. That's early.
Underrated. So
his casino trip last night lasted late.
Yeah.
So I thought I would show a small highlight package to start the show off. So here we go. Not sure which one this is going to be. Let's have a look. Here we go. We got AJ up first from his PBA League experience last year.
I wonder what this is.
Oh, he tripped the 4-pin. That seemed to be what you did quite a lot that day.
Yeah, I did it a couple times.
So that was your PBA League, I think. Did you guys win? No, I think you lost, didn't you, the first game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you had a pretty nice debut. I think was it 3 strikes out of 4 or all 4?
3 out of 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we have my man, ALS. Once we finally threatened to throat punch him if he didn't right.
Was this the foul?
No. He's on my team. That wouldn't be a highlight.
Look, all I needed was the extra motivation from y'all. That was what the problem
There we
was.
go.
All right.
Seen that one once or twice.
Yeah. Once or twice every Monday night at league.
Get that ball right.
Tell you how much I expected to see the shot of me throwing it behind me and hitting my leg, to be honest with you.
No. So then we
That'd have been good.
So I searched long and hard for this one. I found Patrick's PBA League experience.
Oh, yeah. Who's that?
Smooth little
850?
843 at Gold Coast. So,
Oh, that was the 840? All right.
just so people know what smoke you bring in there, Packy. Put some respect on your name.
It's just A840, not B840, right?
That was one of the 840s that week, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a couple of them.
Oh dear. So anyway, that was I wish I actually if I'd have had a little bit more time, I might have downloaded a montage of Packy League exploits. I tried to go one-on-one with the great one in Wichita. It didn't work out too good when I shot 197 the first game.
Battle.
But I had a good time. Brent Bowers got on the microphone, announced congratulations for shooting 195 or whatever it was. So, guys, what are you most Packy? Let's start with you. I feel like you're an energy guy. I feel like you're one of the few guys who's actually going to. It's going to be a negative for them not having the crowd, being new to the league and the environment. I feel like you would have relished that situation.
Yeah, I think I definitely would have loved the crowd there, just because I feel like I bring enough energy as it is. I would have just fed off of it, but I mean, it's hard to tell if it would have been great or horrible. Who knows? We'll never know.
I don't know, but you are the king of the slap off. I think the crowd would have appreciated that.
They definitely would. I've been practicing.
Chris, question for you.
Yes.
What was Baker thinking when he made the AJ pick?
Man, that's great value. This guy strikes all the time, and he trips fours like me. He wanted me to have a little bit of company. He wanted me to have a guy with his thumb in the ball, because we were on the fingers only squad. Your rope and fingers in the thumb there. It looked like I was going to turn out for a little. And so, and we got the Wichita connection. Got it all lined back up. Team USA, lots of good synergies there.
So, AJ, there you go. There's a ringing endorsement. You use your thumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you heard?
High qualifications to be on that team. Use your thumb.
Yeah.
So, what's been going on with you, AJ? What's been your schedule the last few weeks? What have you got coming up to, I don't know, prepare you for the PBA League, so to speak?
It seems like we've been bowling every weekend ever since Texas opened back up. We've had pretty good opportunities down here. Obviously, for most of us who are down here now. So you guys know, but I mean, we bowled the Ironman last weekend since I didn't have to go to Fort Sill, and it was okay. I mean, it was definitely a grind. The first pattern was definitely tougher than the second one, and then we got Longview coming up, and then I think we got another regional in Liberal the weekend before the league, right? So we got a couple decent tournaments to help prep, and just lots of practice, and leagues are starting and stuff too. So
have you been? I've been noticing a little bit with some of the pictures on well, I've seen you, but I've seen some of the stuff on Instagram. You've been kind of changing your game a little bit since you came back from the COVID break.
Yeah, a little bit. Having some problems with my elbow and my hand being in a bad spot, so I started working on those a little bit and got into a better spot, and now I can try to be more natural instead of forcing a spot. So it's starting to come together. Okay. Do you
use anybody in particular as your coach?
I mean, I work with my dad a lot because he knows my game more than anybody. But I did talk to Bakes a couple times and sent him a couple videos, and he sent me some critiques and some stuff to work on. So that's definitely helped.
Was that before or after he picked you?
I think it was actually after.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that would have been pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Hey, Bakes, this is what I'm working on. Do you like it?
Yeah, they had some history with Team USA before, and that has gone into play before with fixed draft picks. When you've been in between guys that he's worked with before, and Mike, that he's gone that direction as a tiebreaker a few times, both with the real AJ and then the other AAA JJJ. He went that way. So.
Single A, single J.
Yeah.
So just remind us, who are you bowling Longview with?
Mitch Hoope.
Okay, well, bring your cash for the Calcutta.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
So,
Mitch, we can bring $5.
What was the most nervous part? What had you most wound up and most nervous for and most excited about your first league experience?
I don't know. Probably nervous just in a team environment, letting the team down because you want to do the best for the team. So I think that's probably the thing I was most nervous for, was making sure I showed up, because it's more than just me, and wound up is just the crowd. It's really cool. So it's a little disappointing this year not having the crowd, not getting to go back to Maine. But I like team bowling a lot, as Chris was kind of going through some of those things. So I'm still pretty excited regardless.
ALS, what about you?
After seeing the wrath that Stu unleashed on a 10-pin that he left one time, I was pretty scared that if I bowled bad, he was going to unleash that same wrath on me. So when we started, I was a little bit nervous because I was like, man, I haven't seen this side of Stu before. This could go pretty south pretty quick if I bowl bad. No, but for real, it's the same thing AJ said. It's you're not just letting yourself down, you're letting the team down, and in that short of a format, your one bad shot or your one missed spare could be the difference in your team winning and losing. And you get to bowl, with a great group of guys. It's your first time there. You want to prove yourself, and the last thing you want to do is bowl bad and cost your team a chance to win. So that's the most nerve-wracking part of it. At least for me, it was.
I mean, you were fine. After you threw the first shot, I told you to loosen up. I said, if we lose, it's always going to be Balmo's fault. He's the best bowler.
Yeah, that was what you told me before I finally threw the good one and threw the messenger. You're like, look, no matter what happens, it's going to be Jason's fault if we lose. I'm like, oh, okay, this is easy now.
He bears the brunt of it. When the Patriots lose, it was Tom Brady's fault. When the Chiefs lose this year, it'll be Patrick Mahomes' fault. That's just the way it is.
It's what happens when you're the best.
The only person who manages to escape the blame is Aaron Rodgers. He's always blameless. It's always somebody else's fault.
Because he's overrated.
Mark Baker coming in off the top rope here for you, Packy. Packy, the 2020 Podcast Player of the Year.
He's not wrong.
Slightly unnecessary from the sidelines.
Yeah, I'm going to address this. When do you guys start the league? For those of you who don't know, we will be going down again, competing in it at the end of this month. The shows there'll be I think is there a live one or a couple of live ones, and then the rest will be taped. Actually, I'm not sure any of them are live. So, but we 25 through 29. No, the finals are live, I guess.
I think it's all live.
On the 30th.
I agree.
Is it all live?
I think the schedule said it's all
so
live. Yes.
Wow, that's exciting.
Here's somebody who's
There you go. So it's all live. 27 through 29th or 27 through 30th. All the live shows. PBA.com will have this information, I'm almost sure.
Glad none of us know.
So one quick sidebar. Thanks to Dave Chester. He helped me out. I managed to leave something in the hotel room the other day, and I won't say I managed to leave something in the hotel room because that sounds sordid. I left behind my tripod, and Dave got it onto the UPS store for me. So thanks to Dave. Big shout out for that. That was cool of you. Here is somebody who's definitely followed ALS's career. I thought ALS would be more nervous about getting the ball past his leg.
He's upstairs right now, isn't he?
I was about to say
he's sitting right here. He told me before we started he had a very intriguing and good question that he wanted to ask or wanted to say. So it's a good one. Like I said, that was the clip I expected in the highlight package. To be honest, coming from
dude, you're on my team.
I know.
Ramsey, do you all make the same amount of money for the PBA League? No, there's a prize fund. If you go on PBA.com or somewhere, you can find it. There's basically, for every position, there's extra money. So that's Doherty, Barnes prepared as usual.
The less long I look at, the longer I wait before I look at the formats, the less time I have to be irritated by them generally. So it's pretty much been my theory to not do that. Not everybody can be the the gold standard like Tom.
So Rob Gillette, ALS, can we get your best Barnes shirt there on camera right now?
I like this jersey too much. I can't rip it.
It's also a muff color, which is considerably harder to do than a zip.
Last weekend Monday, Bowling League, when he had to wear my LAX jersey to pay up on the friendly bet we had from last year, it was a concern a couple times on some of the flat tens he left. I was like, Chris, I like this jersey. Please don't rip it.
I heard that he actually bowled quite well in that jersey.
He bowled really well. He bowled really well.
I put ALS's jersey on, and I beat him by 50 that night. So it's a little bit of a role reversal from the usual league.
It's weird. It's weird how all of a sudden Chris has become the house shot killer. You know, we bowled SASBA event 2 weeks ago, and he averaged 245 to out average me by 5. He bowled league last Monday, beat me by 50. Like, Chris has completely reinvented his whole game.
And to be fair, I've now ordered a couple of ALS jerseys from High Five, and so I'm just going to wear those on tour next year. So.
All the off hits are coming your way.
Love Jones obviously doesn't know me very well. How many times did they threaten to trade ALS for SLS? Not many.
That's Sean Lavery-Spahr, for those of you that aren't keeping up with the acronym-filled show that we have today.
Sean can't hook it enough to bowl on our team.
He went back to 15. He's actually can catch a.
No, he's been bowling really good.
Yeah, his ball's hooking again.
Gabe, I'm going to go with the big earn. What's the biggest challenge of your team? Ourselves. We might slip and hurt ourselves. Or immigration. That's another issue that we might have.
Yeah, actually, the answer.
Yeah, we're going to get Patrick and Belmo into the country first before we get too cocky.
Yeah, the biggest challenge is actually figuring out where that trophy's at for that team. So,
yeah. So, I wonder. So, Packy.
Yeah.
Talk us through your YouTube channel, because I'm calling it your YouTube channel because you do all the work.
It's definitely our YouTube channel. I do a lot of the work, but I couldn't produce nearly as much content as if the other guys weren't there. But we do some coaching on it. We do some ball reviews. Right now, that's pretty much it. We go live probably once a month. But we just try and provide, some – it started off as coaching. People submit a video. We give them some advice, some tips that they could practice for, a month or so. Maybe they send another video in. Maybe they just take our tips and see how far they can take them. But that's pretty much it. Coaching, ball reviews, and we go live about once a month. But, yeah, the house bowling reviews. Check us out.
Yeah, house bowling reviews. One quick here. We've got somebody requesting content. Are you going to get to a web hybrid review?
I am not. Maybe if Kyle or Mitch wants to do it. I don't have that ball. I get a lot of the Brunswick releases, and then I specially request other releases. So I just didn't ask for that one, to be honest. So I won't review it. But if you guys can bug Mitch enough to do something, then yeah, sure.
Chances. I will tell you a funny story about Mitch, right? So Mitch, literally for some reason seems to hate bowling. He also hates money, right? Because he was bowling the best he's ever bowled in his life and then said, I'm not going to the Players' Championship. Why? I didn't cash there last year.
Because he hates money.
So
hates bowling in Columbus and Indy. That's why he didn't bowl those two tournaments.
So he missed those two tournaments despite the fact that even with a pulse, you would get some points. And he was clearly, obviously, in the race for the points.
Go on.
So that wasn't smart. But after COVID hit, suddenly he was the person who wanted to get in the bowling center the most. And Bowers and Frankie were just gobsmacked. They were just like, he's never wanted to practice in his life. Now there's nothing to bowl. All he wants to do is practice. So maybe you, AJ or Packy, maybe you can understand the Canadian logic there.
He practices quite a bit. Like, he practices all the time. He just he picks and chooses where he gets it in his mind and says, like AJ said, AJ was like, he just doesn't like bowling in Columbus and he doesn't like bowling in Indy. So he just refuses to go. He's like, if I don't bowl well in Columbus 3 years in a row because I can't even sniff the cut, I'm just not going to go.
Yeah, I think it was only 2. It's even worse.
It could be one bad event, and he could just say, "I'm not going." That's it. I'm not.
Yeah, like we bowled the doubles his first 2 years together, the PBA doubles, and I asked him, so I said, "Are we good for bowling again this year? I know you weren't, committed to full time, whatever." He goes, "Where are we bowling at?" I said, "I think it's in Indianapolis." "Oh, well, you can just find somebody else then." So I guess he doesn't like that place very much either.
Kids.
I told him, I was like, if AJ doesn't ask you again, we're bowling, and I don't care where we go, but we're bowling together.
Oh yeah, I mean, I tried. I really tried. It didn't matter. He was like, "Nope, I'm not going. We're not doing that."
So here we go. Will there be any off-camera friendly bets during the PBA League? Why do they have to be off-camera?
I'm looking straight at the camera and telling him my wagers.
Yeah,
we're going to get Chris in an LAX jersey again.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you in the finals then.
Chris, our peeps are back.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
nice.
DJs, I can't tell because they all have 0 titles.
Nice.
Woo!
Oh, and look who's joined us today. Oh, same one, yeah. And all you can say is Richie must have been the key because he was on one and then not on the other one. So, yeah.
No chance. That's what we were told. Richie remembered that way more than we did. So for the uninitiated, Phil Downright is Nick Allen.
Yeah.
Chris, when are you going to bowl an NDO singles event?
I don't know. Probably when there's one that pays enough that's close. I don't know.
Well, there's one on there's one on Monday that pays $1,500.
Yeah, 4.5 hours away.
Yeah,
and there's a sweeper across the street from him.
Chris is determined to add a Louisville 6-game sweeper title to his resume. So he is committed to Louisville on Monday.
I'm there. I got to try and knock it out one time in my career before they put me to pasture.
Alan actually reached out to me. He was really disappointed that I wasn't going to bowl. He wanted me to bowl because he was going to put me and you on the same pair and just tape it. Regina asking, are we allowed to have any spectators? Unfortunately not. No.
No fans, no spectators, no guests.
Family member, nothing.
No.
So Russell is a coach in Nuneaton. You've actually, Chris, we've met Russell a few times when we've done our clinics over there. He says, so who do you pick for the finals and how do you see the ladies teams doing? Well, for my pick for the final, it's me and I don't know who's in our group or who's in the other group. So that doesn't really help. So I'm picking the LAX to make the finals. I don't know who we're going to play because I don't know which group everybody's in. I would imagine that there was a similar theme throughout this. So the ladies teams, I mean, the way the format is this year is a little different. We're bowling the qualifying, and that kind of sets a lot of things in relation to the step ladders and stuff. So, I mean, I like maybe they've actually bowled together more because than some of the guys' teams, just because they had the Team USA and that. So I could see in that format, I could see any of the teams winning because Baker is such a strange deal. Like you kind of run and it's great and you don't, and it's, as I say, you guys would know more than me about bowling more college stuff.
Yeah, really, anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, when we go to the same centers and things like that, I think you have a better idea of probably the preferred way to play some of those patterns. If they go in a new place, it certainly throws more of that up in the air. I think on paper and history, I think LAX and the Adams Splitters are on the one side of the bracket, and so perceptually, maybe the two favorites there in Dallas and Portland and the other side of the bracket have had the most success in recent years. As you've seen in the past, that isn't always a great predictor of success. And as far as how the women's teams do, it's interesting. I thought they would build a team with one of them that would play a little straighter and one of them that would have a different skill set, but they kind of intermixed them. So, from a specialty standpoint, they didn't stand out that way. So it'll be interesting to see how it all turns out.
Yeah, I think one of the teams does hook it significantly more than the other now.
Yeah, but they still had some players mixed in. I think they had a chance where they could really get one team that could have played pretty straight all together.
Yeah.
And then if they had it, it would have been very difficult for any of the guys' teams to get close enough to to either hurt them or keep up if it was the right deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bearing in mind, I'm not an expert watching it, but it did strike me that one of the ladies' teams seemed to be quite a bit stronger than the other team. But that might just be from, 10,000 feet rather than watching every week.
I noticed that too, but I thought one team was like significantly stronger in terms of just like titles, like Shannon, Liz. But then the other team I thought was significantly better in terms of like the other team I thought played more with the guys. Like they just went out and bowled more tournaments with guys.
I thought it was interesting for the women that they didn't snake the draft. That if you got the first pick, you got 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, and if you got 2, you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So to me, it did steer a little bit of an advantage to get a big advantage to get that one pick, because technically each round you were picking first in each round. So I thought that was kind of a little interesting scenario on that part too.
Yeah, no, I like when me and Jacobs when we did our ladies draft, we snaked it. Because I just assumed that's the only way you would do it. I didn't realize that if there was 3 good players, you'd get 2 of them automatically. Like you'd get the first pick and the third pick. That I don't know. I guess when it's only 2 teams, it doesn't make quite as much difference. But it did seem a little strange.
Yeah. One of the comments: how much will the Lavery-Spahr brothers go at the Nightmare Doubles? You guys are bowling something together?
Yeah, they're doing. Oh,
nope.
No, what is that weekend now?
Odessa or Lubbock?
No, the night is in Arkansas, isn't it?
Yeah, I think unfortunately we're not going to be able to bowl because I do believe that is the weekend of the Odessa Super Regional now. So unfortunately, I don't think me and Sean are going to be able to make it out there for that event, but was looking forward to it. I hope that you continue doing it in the future and that you do have a ton of success on it. But unfortunately, Odessa is my second home, so I will be out there bowling the regional that weekend.
That's
when was the last time you bowled doubles with your brother?
Not very much. The deal is like a lot of the tournaments we can't bowl together. There's a lot of tournaments that limit you to 1 PBA member. There's a lot that limit you to 1 PBA champion of any kind, including regionals. So we don't have
team.
1 twin per team. No, I haven't found that rule yet. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff we can't bowl together, and then there are a few things that we can bowl together. It's just never never worked out that we could. We can bowl holiday doubles together, but he bowled with Shannon Pluhowski the year I wanted to go bowl the over-under 50 regional, and they bowled extremely well, so he continued bowling with her. And then Longview, I bowled with Matt Kabansky. I think he didn't bowl or something like that, and me and Matt finished 4th, so we just continued to bowl together. So there's just a couple things that just really haven't worked out as to why we don't bowl together more. But for the most part, it's just because most tournaments don't allow it, to be honest with you.
What I heard was that Sean doesn't like you, and that's why
that is a very week-to-week difference. There's some weeks that I feel like he doesn't, and there's some weeks that I feel like we're best friends. So that is a very good possibility as well.
I have twins. That makes complete sense to me. Yeah.
Breaking news. I think you're going to be able to bowl that because it's the weekend after Odessa.
My schedule's gotten so messed up trying to put everything together. I've been pretty focused on this month and the PBA League and making sure I was ready for that. And there was Longview and Liberal and Fort Sill. There's just so much going on right now that I've been pretty bad about putting my calendar together for October, November, December. And so me and AJ talk about it almost every day, and we've gotten so many dates messed up and confused and backwards, and it's unbelievable. So we might be able to. I thought for some reason off the top of my head when they pushed Odessa back that I couldn't, but maybe I can. I have to sit down and take a look at it and figure it all out. I've been doing very, very poorly at this. Stu, I need you as my secretary.
I was about to say, if you don't know what the calendar is, me and Chris are screwed.
Yeah, we're completely.
I know.
So.
I know. Well, I try and only text Chris if he's bowling with me. If he's not bowling with me, I try and slide under the table. Hey, no, there's not much to bowl that weekend or anything, but there's a $8,000, $10,000 doubles tournament. No, there's nothing that weekend, Chris.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to bite me in the ass this weekend. Chris was looking for a player, and I go, why don't you just ask AJ Johnson? Okay, that's a good idea. Next minute, I'm on with AJ. Now, fast forward to Friday night at about 7:06, and Chris is going to be like, can you believe we went for that much at the Calcutta? Yeah. I'm going to say yes already. Yes, I can't believe that you were the first choice at the Calcutta.
There's a new wild card team. Everybody had Jacob and AJ penciled in as the wild card team. Now we have a new wild card team on the table here.
I'd say we probably still have the same wild card team. So
no, I don't think
you can't
so.
talk yourself down enough here.
That'd be my guess.
Well, I think we're going to have 2 wild cards, maybe even 3. So
I'm at the number 1 wild card.
See, the thing is being the number 1 wild card is we're doing Calcutta chat here. Being the number 1 wild card is actually usually a good thing, though, because that usually goes for less than the number 2 wild card.
Seems like it, because somebody else there wants the team that didn't get picked more than the first people picked the first team. So
yeah, they lose out on that first pick, and now they have to have somebody, so they always overspend for the second or third wild card, or even a team deep down in the tournament. The team that gets auctioned off after the wild cards because they just have to have one of those, what they consider an elite team. So they always end up going for $300, $400, $500 more than the wild card. So Chris and AJ will probably go for, I'm going to say $4,000. my guess.
So Joe Bowler says, what's the chance of getting a pro stop in Alaska so he can take you all fishing?
That would be awesome, but they're slim.
Yeah.
That's a regional.
I would believe the phrase is between Bob Hope and no hope, and Bob Hope's dead.
But Steven, I will go up there and go fishing with you anytime you invite me.
Yep, absolutely. I'm in.
That is Stephen Lewis's alias for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe Bowler.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. This was a fun chat. Chris, do we have a sort of a truncated 10 questions?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can start it off while you think of some. Hey.
No, I won't. Yeah, fire in. We'll just kind of go around in the wheel. We'll start at ALS. Yeah, we'll just go down and through. Everybody gets one.
All right, AJ.
All right, what's up?
Most likely to ghost you.
Who was most likely to ghost me?
Yeah, PBA Tour.
On the PBA Tour? He's across from the screen. It's Chris. I get a text like 3 days later if it's an important one.
That's the problem when you're on Android. He probably sent it. He just didn't have it. Just stopped.
Oh, no. He reads it and he forgets about it. And then he's kind of scrolling through his stuff 3 days. Oh, shoot.
He's got a hard time working his phone.
Yeah.
It's because it's not a real text message.
Yeah. If
you can't respond to it on your computer, we don't care.
Yeah, well, it's good because I don't use my computer to text.
No.
I have a phone for that.
All right, Packy, what's one thing you've eaten that you'll never eat again?
One thing I've eaten that you guys asked me this last time.
Well, don't name a person this time.
Let me just clarify this because we had to clarify this with Jacob yesterday. We're talking about food.
Oh, God.
Yeah, a Lego. One thing I've eaten that I'll never eat again. I don't know. Nothing. I'll eat anything twice.
There we go. All right, Anthony. Who's the best teammate that you've bowled with?
Chris. I much as I don't want to boost his ego more than what it already is, he's great to bowl with. He can help you. He sees the lane so well. Like it's really actually very easy to bowl with Chris. I was a little nervous the first time I bowled with him. I was like, man, if I miss a spare, he might kill me or something like that. But Chris is actually very, very easy to bowl with. It's very easy to bowl well with him. He helps you out a lot. So I really
you guys
do
have
love
had so
bowling
much
with Chris.
success this summer. I can understand.
Well, Chris didn't quite live up to his standards in those first few tournaments, so I kept giving him more chances, and eventually it finally worked out. He finally held up his end of the bargain, and we won a tournament together a couple weeks ago. So
There's 2 more guys on the team, right?
It went
yes,
so well.
we did have 2 more guys on the team too.
Okay.
But Chris out-averaged all of us.
To be fair, he had his chance of anybody for Longview, and he picked Dino. That's where I'm at now.
No. What happened was
no. This is my show, so you don't get to have no rebuttals. So.
Okay.
You put him on mute.
Yeah, he put you on mute.
Was it PTI?
I actually had a good comment too. Dino was looking for a step down from Tyson, so he asked me to bowl.
Oh
yeah. Craig Dobson, Chris Barnes, Hall of Fame of the Humble Brag. Not really, but funny. Here's another question that we had to clarify for Jacob. If you had one shot that you could have again, what would it be? Bowling shot, Jacob.
Is this to everybody?
We asked that question to Jacob yesterday. We said, if there's one shot that you'd like to have again, what would it be?
And he said crown.
He turned around and immediately looked at Greg Thompson, burst out laughing. And you can hear Greg go, they're talking about bowling, Jacob. So, what about you? We'll start with AJ again.
Probably at the World Series last year when I was bowling Belmo in the semis of the Chameleon, I think it was. Mm-hmm. I'd probably say I needed a double in the 10th. I 10 pin on the second one, so either that one or I actually missed it 2-8 in the very first frame. I lost by like 2. So
yeah, they were hard. That was
what,
200, 190.
Yeah. So I'd take one of those 2 back. I mean, the 7-10 on the 9th didn't help either, but I actually like that shot. So
yeah, it's hard.
I'll take the other 2.
You thought you did what you're supposed to.
Even the ring 10 is a hard one to take back.
Yeah. So I'll take the 2-8 the first shot. Yeah.
Packy, have you made enough shows to worry about one that you'd like back?
Well, I'd like back. No, I'm 0 for 1. I missed a spare. Maybe I'd like that back.
34 though.
What?
Haven't you had like the front 30 or something like that? Surely you'd want that one back. I mean, if you do that much work.
I've had that. Yeah, like I've never had the front 30. I always shoot. It's always like 8 games. Game 1 always 260. Then I go and string like a 40 bagger in there, and then I miss. I flat 7'd at Royal Crest on I had like 260, and then I went 300, 300, 289. I want that one back.
There you go.
Mitch and I were like 400 over we were like almost 500 over for the first 4 games. And he was averaging like 220.
I was just telling Anthony the other day. I mean, all the time I only shoot 260 the first game, and then I shoot 300, 300, 300. I can't ever do it the first 3 games. It's so irritating.
It is irritating.
So, Packy, quick sidebar. Are you like me when you bowl league? You know, like not like you know the easy houses. You know the places where there's a chance of it.
Yeah.
Like the first time you miss of the night, go 900's gone for another week. And look at the Anthony's nodding in the background.
You show up to practice and you're like, "There's a chance this week."
Yeah.
And then you're in frame 7. You throw a bad shot, still strikes, and you're like, "There's a chance."
Yeah.
And then you get that.
So I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You get that messenger that whizzes in front of the 7, and you're like, just all the swear words start going out.
And then you get to that point where you're just like,
yeah,
79's the best it can get.
Last time I was in Wichita, Brandon Biondo was on my team, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you?" I opened my car and I was like, "I just drilled a couple new balls, but I know these 2 always strike." And he was like, "Yeah, just bring in this one and see if you can shoot an honor score with it." So I had like 8-10 or something with this ball that I've never thrown before, because it's just one of those houses that you can strike at.
That's very Brett Wolf-like. So quick back in the day, they used to run a league in one of the Brunswick houses, and for the first 300 that you shot, if you did it with a Brunswick ball, if you shot 300 with a Brunswick ball, you'd get a new ball. So Brett would always start the season off using this old command zone arc every season. He never got to week 3 throwing it.
Just because he would shoot 300, get a new Brunswick ball.
And then he'd just be like, okay. And then he'd go back to throwing his blue hammer or whatever for the rest of the season.
I can go back.
He'd literally come in with this one ball, sit down, never got to the 3rd week. Always good.
Who has the highest series in this group? What's your highest series, guys?
Oh, I'm at 68.
57.
I'm at 68 with 68, 300, 300.
877.
867, although mine was at a PB. So,
yeah. Packy, what's your longest string?
My longest string is like 46, I want to say. What?
What? I just had to ask.
Little 46 bagger.
I don't know what it was.
I quite amusingly, it was really recently relatively recently, I changed mine because I think me and Chris both had our highest series at the same bowling center, and both of us wouldn't choose that place to be where we'd want to bowl. Because yours was a Thunderbolt, right?
Of course, I'd rather burn that arena side down than have to bowl in a finals in it again.
Yeah.
So,
because I bowled 866 the first year we did the PBA League, and the previous day I had to rally to beat JT, and we were basically bowling on a pretty similar pattern. So we come in the next day, and Chris is just looking like, why did I pick this fucking guy? Why did I pick him? What was I thinking, right? So in practice, I go to Chris, this is going way better than yesterday. He's like, settle down, JT. Settle down. Because I'm like 2 pairs down from Chris. So I bowled 299 the first game, and I'm like to Chris, this is my day. Chris is like, let's get to the second pair. So I shoot 299, 268, 299. Shoot 866, right? After 3 games, 3rd place was like 760. Guess who was in 2nd place? JT Action Jackson, 810.
810.
Barnes comes over to me and he's like, "Did you two have a secret practice session last night?" Or something? But I still needed a double in the 10th to make the cut after 9 games, right? So we're in the car and we're driving around in Detroit, and we pull up at a set of lights, and I'm driving. PA's driving, and the car in front of us, the registration plate is 866 space GAG. PA goes, "Mop, it was almost your car. 866 gag." So, good times.
All right, guys. Yeah, Packy and that sweeper at North Rock.
The start of it all.
Nice little run.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Okay, so let me tell you guys something. Brackets started game 2 of that sweeper. I still lost 4 of them.
Handicap.
Someone shot 318 game 3 of the bracket set.
It's also cool when they do that.
The finals of the bracket.
And they're in all.
Yes, I complained.
Yeah, you think?
Here's another sensible question, Packy. How many
three-wall messengers
do you throw at North Rock?
I don't think I've ever thrown a 3-wall messenger. A 2? Like at a 5-pin maybe?
I mean, to be fair, your ball speed is like 15.5 miles an hour. I know you strike a lot, but
it's up to like 18 right now. We're up there.
Come on. There you go.
3-wall messengers, those never happen. The 2-wall messengers, every once in a while. Not enough.
Laura Justman is asking us a question. This is way above our pay grade, Laura, I'm afraid.
So that's a great question for both USBC and BPAA.
And maybe the PBA.
That's a wonderful question.
But definitely not something that we know anything about.
Right. Bolero might have information as well. But there's plenty of states that are open, and I think they seem to be doing fine without any irregularities or hot spots, so to speak. And so I'm not sure why that data is not out there and being presented to those places in California, Michigan, the select counties, and the places that are really severe restrictions, which basically are effectively closing them.
Real quick, it sounds like Michigan is going to get the okay to open up on the 8th of September.
Okay. Is that just today?
No, that was the scuttlebutt that we were hearing. She went out. The governor was out yesterday. She said that there will be news. The news that the bowling centers are hearing from, is it the lieutenant governor? Is that what they call it here? Is that they're going to get the okay. So fingers crossed that the okay they get is something that's good enough that makes sense for them to open.
Right.
But things look like they're moving in the right direction for Michigan from all the information that I've been hearing.
Yeah, Gorky's cautiously optimistic. Tuesday they came out and did not open up as they anticipated, so it's hard to say what's going to happen there. So
yeah, but she did say that would be news later in the week. She spoke about opening up the sports arenas and stuff like that. So fingers crossed for that, because Michigan's the biggest bowling. Detroit is the biggest bowling city in the country. Biggest bowling metro, I guess, in the country. So, here we go. Paul Phillips bringing more good news. North Carolina's opening up at 30%. I'm just looking at the first part of that, open. I understand that 30% sucks, but open is the key word. So hopefully they can make that work. And
is it good? Good news there, or good information there. BPA does have a reopening resource center to help bowling centers. So
nice.
That's pretty
there
cool.
should be plenty of info at this point. So hopefully that will help them as well. And I don't know if you can get it to the right person. That's the hard part. So
that's the governor of Michigan. So Fingers crossed.
Hopefully she's got good news.
Yeah. All right, guys.
You want to think?
Yeah.
Do what? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Anybody you want to thank?
Anybody I want to thank? I want to thank you all for having me on today. It was an honor.
A good answer.
It's fine. We tend to move this more around to sponsors or coaches or anything, but you know.
Well, of course, I want to thank all my sponsors. 900 Global, they take great care of me. Been with them for 6 years now. Chris is laughing because I did this wrong apparently. But of course, I thank them all the time. They know how appreciative I am of everything they do for me. I've been with them for 6 years. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Love being a part of the team. I love getting to work with Chris, Matt, Wes. It's been a great experience. Vice Products, I've been with them for 10 years now, 9 years. And, Cecil and everybody there takes great care of me, takes care of everything I need, helps me out any way I can. So, of course, I can't thank them enough. Every time, anything is successful, we make a post on Facebook, always be sure to thank them. Yeah. I mean, they know how much I appreciate them, and I love everything they do for me, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Good answer. Packy?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for having me. But on top of that, Brunswick, Vice, Buddy's Pro Shop, those guys always help me out with kind of like Anthony said, just anything I need, whether it's, the next day delivery of a purple hammer to Jonesboro. Buddy's Pro Shop helped me out there. But yeah, I mean, Brunswick gives me basically everything I need to go out on tour and be successful. So I'd like to thank all those guys.
AJ?
Yeah, I mean, everything that's basically on the shirt here, Storm, Turbo, Bowlerex, Coolwick, that's like my 7th year with Storm, I think now. So they've been with me the longest. And so I just like to thank them a lot. They support me. And just like everyone else said, they give me everything that I need. And I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. So thanks.
Perfect. Quick little thing. I think me and Packy are going to arrange a virtual match. We're just trying to finalize the details. Probably going to be the week after next. Looking at the schedule, I'm done playing against the kids.
1 game or 3 games?
I think we're probably going to do 3 games.
3 games.
2, depending on the timing.
Packy minus 56 is the early line. So,
Oh God, I got to get some more balls shipped out here.
The only thing that I really need from Packy is the chance that he would find something that might stabilize his camera, because when I watch some of the ball reviews, I start to get a little bit seasick because his camera goes.
Okay, so actually, listen to this. I took a ball video on the opposite side of the house. I took the first couple on the low end, and I switched to the high end. I put the camera in the same spot, doesn't move. I don't know why that happens. It's like a split house.
It sounds like the ground split on the one house.
That's what it sounds like.
All right. Here we go.
Stu plus 120. Who said that? That's
done playing against the kids or done getting beat by Stephanie Johnson. There we go.
Stu is tired of losing to Steph. It's fair. It's fair. I might argue that Plano might be the easiest house in America. Might argue that.
University Lanes in Denton.
I just need Steph to bowl somewhere else. Me bowling at Plano wouldn't help me. I know that I'd get killed if I turned up at Plano. I just need her to bowl somewhere else.
Plano's impossible.
You need to level the scoring pace than bowl Louisville.
Stu, you need to go bowl 3 games on University Lanes in Denton's house shot. And tell me where you think the easiest place to bowl in the world is.
The China.
I don't think I do. I bowled over there the other day. A bit too much hook for me.
Oh.
I don't know. I there's some pretty high scores at Plano. I mean, I think Armadillo 1 and 2 might give him a good run as well, but
true story.
Yeah, easy down there too.
But there's quite a few people who obviously were watching my match with Steph because the comments are littered with them. Everyone has been beaten by Steph, even CJ, on a daily basis. Have you bowled the mixed doubles? Yeah, I bowled the mixed doubles once. Don't need to bother again. I heard that CJ got beat over in Plano though. Wasn't by Steph either.
AJ might have some insight on that.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
All right. Well,
that's something for the future, Tom.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Can it be Nick Pate?
It depends what we're bowling on. If we're bowling on the fine china, I'm gonna have to pick accordingly.
Out of you guys,
so yeah.
$500 pot, one game. Who wins? I'm taking Packy. Wow, way to go out on a limb.
I think they're underestimating you guys.
I'll donate.
You'll donate?
These guys are too young. I know how to work a line adjuster. We can even it up in a hurry.
Oh yeah, if we're doing by hand, sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can put the house shot out, but we can get it fixed a little bit.
Yeah. A couple towels, line duster, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can go on all night. I've definitely lit everybody up. Here we go. Well, we know it's not Fort Still. What was your 9-pin no tap score again? Man, a lot of people pay attention.
154, by the way.
Not the easiest house shot in the world.
No.
The next pair was a little easier. So, all right. Well, let's get out of here.
All right.
We might. I think we're going to try and set something up tomorrow over at Longview. So keep an eye out. We'll put a post up before we go live, but I think we're going to try and sort something out for that. Maybe even go live for our first match. So hopefully it's not a game.
All right.
All right. We want to thank LAX's ALS, Portland's Patrick Hanrahan, and of course DAJ Chapman and the Adam Splitters for showing up today and joining us. Until the next time out there, stay safe, stay healthy, support those small businesses, and help get bowling centers open. Until next time, bless.